And good afternoon, softball fans, or good morning, I guess, officially for the next few minutes. I am Doug Gann alongside of Matt Scalfano, Chuck Perkins, bringing you what is going to be a good one today. This is the Menard Lady Eagles, fresh off of that 9-2 district win over Kinder. They were ranked number 10 in Division III, and they will be going against, out of the Monroe area, Coach Ronnie Lasuzzo and the St. Fred's Lady Warriors coming to town ranked number 3 and just loaded with talent on there. Matt, a little different view today from where we're at, but should be a much better game as well.
Oh, yeah, I'm very excited to see these two powerhouses honestly coming together, and they're going to give us a good show today. I definitely think so.
Indeed, they are. Let's take a look at the starting lineup from St. Fred's. The Lady Warriors start Avery Hauser. She is the junior center fielder. And look, last time we saw her play, all she did was hit 2 of them out. One she pulled out, and one she hit opposite field and hits the ball with as much power from that leadoff spot as we've seen in a while. Abigail Creighton will be in the circle for St. Fred. She is a ULM commit and the senior, and heading to play for ULM. Batting third will be Kendall Taylor. She plays third base. Wears number 17. Addie Clampett will bat fourth. Addie plays right field and wears number 2. Sophie DeMacas will play left field and wear number 4. Bats 5th. Megan Day plays shortstop, wears number 9, bats 6. Hannah Gamage, first base, number 14. Emma Wood, the designated player, she wears number 2. Audrey Perry is there, and she is number 12. And I may have Emma's number wrong. Let me get that. She wears 13. Perry, the catcher, is number 12. And Lily Davis will play second base and wear wear number 23. The designated player in this one is Emma Wood. For your Lady Eagles, leading off, and she's got her first home run behind her. She did that on the leadoff pitch in that Kinder game. She plays center field and wears number 18. Sawyer Shelton. Annabelle Drago will be in left field, right below the perch where we're at here. She wears number 12 in that. Emma Davis will bat third. She plays second base, and she started that big triple play in the bottom of the first of that game in Kinder as well. Kind of set the tone in there. Our buddy Sophie Giordano is there at shortstop. She wears number 5. Will play shortstop, bat fourth in tonight's lineup. Behind the dish, Kate Perotti. She as we said, will catch Methvin today and wears number 1. Addie Wright will be over at first base, wears number 17 and bats 6. In the circle for your Lady Eagles, where she's been all year, Kaylee Methvin just had her 500 strikeout in that game we were at last week with the Voiles. Mika Keogh plays in right field, wears number 31. Kenzie Lyles will play third base and bat 9th. And we're getting ready to get things underway now. They're going to do the starting lineups. And we'll step away for the public address announcer.
Go back out here. Number 12, Annabelle Bravo. Number 20, Emma Davis. Number 5, Sophie Giordano. Number 1, Kate Perotti. Number 17, Addie Wright. Number 13, Kaylee Methvin. 31, Mika Keogh.
And we're back. We've got our national anthem, our prayer, and we are ready to get things. Got our national anthem in, our prayer in, and we are ready to get this thing going. Matt, a little bit different atmosphere in this one today than when we were here Tuesday night.
Yeah, this one, I feel like there's a little more competitiveness almost. And the girls know it. They know this is going to be a little more of an intense game than the previous one. So they're really kind of working up their warm-ups a little harder this time. We see a lot more on the field that they're just really focusing on a little more power from Methvin with her pitching that we can even see right there.
You know, when we had that Avoyelles game and we're curious how they were going to respond the next day or the next 2 days at Kinder with that big matchup, they responded well and took command of district play. And now they're looking at a team that they could eventually face in the playoffs of this, as they are in the same division. St. Fred's comes into this ranked number 3 in that division. The Lady Eagles come in. There's our buddy Annabelle, who's out in left field, that joins us. Chuck and all of a sudden can't hear me anymore. Matt, can you still hear me?
Yeah, you're sounding pretty good on my side.
Okay, it may just be this side of it. We are underway, and this is Hauser. This is Avery Hauser, what he talked about. She is a junior and is also committed to ULM, along with the pitcher Creighton, who is signed with them. Methvin's first pitch is fouled straight back, and it's 0-1 here to Hauser. A game we've seen Hauser play one game, Matt, and she homered to center field on one of the first pitches in her first at-bat. They pitched her away. She homered to left field after that. So
wow.
This young lady can put the ball in play anytime she wants to. Methvin will rock back and fire this one. Misses outside, and 1 ball and 1 strike.
Just a little weather update for those at home who are watching. It's about 74 degrees, a nice intermittent brisk out towards center left field again, right towards us. So this will be an interesting one.
Methvin delivers the 1-1, misses that inside, and 2 balls and 1 strike. And we talked to Coach Turney and said, hey, did you watch any of the film on there? He said, yeah, we know all about Hauser. We're going to be careful with her, but we're going to go right at her. Methvin will go at anyone. She rocks back and fires this one. And it is, he called that high. Yeah. 3 balls and a strike. Creighton, Taylor, and Clampett due to hit behind Hauser in this one. Methvin rocks back. The 3-1 is there, and it's lifted high. But Drago's going to have to come up and get it, and she's unable to get to that one, and that's going to be a base hit, kind of in no man's land. Well, the first base hit of the day is there for Avery Hauser, and that will bring up Addie Clampett. Or correction, that's Abigail Creighton that is there. Clampett bats 4th in this. Abigail Creighton, we told you, will be in the circle, and she's dominant there as well. Rocks back and delivers this, does Methvin, and that one's taken down low. Well, you talk about that first inning at Kinder. Of course, the Eagles hit first in that, and Sawyer Shelton took the first pitch she saw over the fence for her first career, but it was an Emma Davis triple play in the bottom of the first that really got things going. That one misses up and away. In that game we saw the other day, Matt, Hauser would have been gone by now, too, so very cognizant of the work that Methvin does and Parati does behind the dish.
Yeah, I think they're aware that this Menard team, they're not afraid to jump on those steals, so they're going to be very cognizant.
Hauser steps off a little, and Methvin not quite settling down, and she went 3-0 on the leadoff here.
Good hitters count for Creighton here. You know, she could take the walk, and that would put Hauser in scoring position.
Squaring around a bump, but I think that's just a ploy, and it is. Looks back and takes a 4-pitch walk there, and that has Hauser now at first base, Creighton at second for the ever-dangerous Kendall Taylor. They'll call time, and Sophie and Emma and those will come out and visit with her. I think everybody does. Kenzie comes over there to say hi. But it looks like a courtesy runner will come in, and we don't have the number. I don't know, Matt, if you can see the number of the runner over at first base now that's running for Creighton.
Looks like probably number 8. I'm not really sure who that player is.
If it is 8, that's Hannah Creighton. And we'll check if they make their way around. But trouble brewing here early in the first. This is Kendall Taylor. Taylor is the 3rd baseman for St. Fred's. Come on. Again, St. Fred's has been pretty dominant this year, rolling to that, I think, 15, 16, and 3 record, but they're ranked number 3rd. We'll pull that up and get get that for sure on you here in a bit. They're set to play 2 today. Should be a lot of fun. Well, the wings are cooking off to our right. We're in the perch. This is nice. That one out of the zone, and Methvin, you know, Matt, you talked about how fired up she was. She's missed the zone a few times.
Yeah, kind of surprising for Methvin. You know, she really is really good about hitting the zone. Right now, I don't know if it's nerves or what, or that kinder game or what was going on there.
Kaylee rocks back, swung on and missed, blows that one by Taylor. Good looking pitch.
Now that's the Methvin we know right there with that pitch.
And that's 1 ball and 2 strikes here. Chuck finishing a few of the technical details. He'll join us here momentarily. That one gets away.
It looks like it may have clipped Taylor just a little bit, so that's going to be a hit.
They called a dead ball, and a hit by pitch it is, and so Taylor down to first base. That loads him up for Addie Clampett, the right fielder, batting cleanup. And that's not somebody that you want to groove 1-2 here either. It'd be a good time for one of those Emma Davis triple plays.
Bases loaded here, so Clampett right here. Good opportunity. The wind's kind of died down now, but it could pick right back up right when she hits the ball, so it could be in danger zone.
Sun has not died down. It is directly above us here at high noon on a Saturday, but just beautiful afternoon. Methvin rocks back, delivers this one down out of the zone, and ball 1. And like you said, very uncharacteristic of Methvin, the 1 base hit by leadoff hitter Avery Hauser, and a couple of walk and a hit by pitch. That's a good looking one down the zone. 1 ball and 1 strike. Just got to settle down in this though and throw. That's the thing. You're just a ground ball away from a couple of outs here. Methvin looks over into the Lady Eagles dugout. Rocks back, delivers this one, swung on and missed, and a good piece of pitching, and I think she took a little something off of that.
Yeah, it looks like she did. Maybe it was a little changeup or something right there.
Clampett is in the batter's box. Demacus there. Sophie Demacus is set on deck. Rocks back and delivers this one, and that one is lifted high. Shelton going way back, Wynn's catching it, but not going to get it out of here. That is deep enough to score a run, and runners will advance to second, third. Now there's a play behind it. She's going to be out at second base. Good time throw there, and that one was close. Boy, was it close. You hear the fans from behind home plate that wear the blue and white, and they're not happy, and I don't know about that either, and that is going to get coach out there to talk about it, and I don't think that's one that you'll go out and you'll get some help on it, but that's not one you're going to overturn, because if you don't have the view of it here, how's home plate going to have the view of it?
Exactly.
If that stands, it'll be a double play, and that will erase the runner from second. 1 runner does come in to score. That is Hauser. She had a base hit now and a run scored on that sac fly. And the runner is going to be out at second base. So runner now just at third. That is the courtesy runner, and you were spot on with it. That's Hannah Creighton, who came in to run for
the other Creighton,
Abigail Creighton. That's correct. Methvin looking at pitching her way out of this now with that double play. And I guess she would score that 8. Let's see. All right, Matt, so I'll let you take that one. Oh, how's the double play scored? I didn't see all of it.
It was pretty much an 8-4. I mean, it was from center to second base.
It came center, yeah, but then they throw to third
that's right.
and back to second.
An 8-5-4, it looks like.
There you go. That's what we'll take.
Yeah.
And here's that disclaimer, if you're scoring at home. And we did run into a lady today from St. Fred's that was actually scoring up there in the stands. And I said, are you the bookkeeper? She said, no, I just do this for fun. I was like, you should win a prize. I don't have one, but you should win one. That one lifted foul and out of play. And 1 ball and 2 strikes. Lady Eagles with an opportunity to get out of this as Demacus still stands in there. That was a sac fly from Clampett that caused all the chaos, and I mean just missed getting it out of here in a grand slam, but 1 run and 2 outs were there. Rocks back and fires this one, misses out of the zone, and evens things up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. So I believe, man, we just have the 1 base hit, and that was Hauser to start things off.
That's right. Everybody else is either going to walk or hit by pitch.
There you go, and the run scored on the sac fly, so give that RBI to Clampett. And that one is ground over to Lyles. She'll field easily, and across the diamond it goes to right, and that will do it for the Lady Warriors. They pick up 1 run on 1 hit. They leave 2 on base. Due up in the bottom of the first when we come back. Sawyer Shelton, Annabelle Drago, and Emma Davis when we return.
Our mobile banking app is changing the way we bank. Things are getting easier, transactions are getting safer, and you have access 24/7. All the functionality of banking you're used to, made easier to use, anywhere, anytime, and more secure than ever. Simple, seamless, safe. Download our mobile app today.
At Wallace Eye Associates, right now is the best time to have your cataracts removed. A new year means a new deductible, so if you're just not seeing as well as you used to, schedule your cataract evaluation today. It's fully covered by all medical insurances, including Medicare. You never need a referral at Wallace Eye Associates, and our method of next-generation cataract care is the most affordable in the state. There's only one team, one focus, your vision. Wallace.
And we are back here to the Eagles' nest. Little softball action. Trail this 1-0 do the Lady Eagles. Sawyer Shelton standing in there against Creighton now, who is that senior heading to ULM in the circle. She rocks back and fires this one, and Sawyer lifts that one. She goes first pitch hunting again, but center field is going to come up, and that is Avery Hauser. Hauser's been busy in this one, gets the first one. She had the base hit in the first and scored the run. And that's who would tell you to keep an eye out on today. Annabelle Drago will stride in and just expect some to get out of the park. We said that the other day, Matt, but never produced it. Pitching's a little bit different. These girls are going to get an opportunity to put one in play. Creighton rocks back, delivers this one outside to Drago.
Yeah, for the last game they had was Avoyles, and they just couldn't. Avoyles couldn't really get it in the zone, so there's a lot more walks for Menard in that game, which was very beneficial to them, but not so much with their hitting.
Creighton rocks back and delivers this. Misses down low as well, and look, I'm telling you, that zone is solid and it's been consistent. You got to throw strikes to get strikes today, and that's how it should be in a matchup of this magnitude.
Oh, definitely so, and I love the consistency from the umpires. You know, they're very on top of the game. They're very aware of what needs to happen.
Creighton will stand in there, 2 balls and no strikes to Drago. Drago hammers that one. That's going to be out in right field, though, and coming up and camping out under that one comfortably is Clampett. She picks that up. Clampett had the RBI back in the first.
Brings it to 2 outs with Davis up to hit now, it looks like. Oh, no, that's Davis.
Yeah, Emma Davis, second baseman for this Lady Eagles team, looking to get something going. Rocks back and fires, does that one, and misses inside. 1 ball and no strike. So Lady Eagles doing a good job of working the pitch count for, but still a quick inning. That first pitch swing and out from Shelton. Swung on and missed, and Creighton just blows it right by Davis.
We're seeing a lot of good pitching changes from Creighton. She's really good about mixing it up, throwing off Menard.
And that's what's got her going to Division I ULM. Rocks back and delivers this one, and it's lifted high but foul and out of play behind the backstop, right near that reserved seating section. Don't get in somebody's reserve spot. You find that out.
Found that out the hard way. My goodness.
Look, we've got to get them to build. So they've got a shaded section over both sets of bleachers. We may have to get them to work on that. Get Mr. Campbell to look at that. Creighton delivers this, and it's right back up the middle to her. And 3 up and 3 down for the Lady Eagles. Good piece of pitching in the first. Due up for the Lady Warriors in the top of the second. Day, Gamage, and Wood when we come back.
In Central Louisiana, you might see me at the ballparks or soccer fields or we might cross paths at the grocery store. I'm your local Farm Bureau insurance agent, your local expert when it comes to protecting what you love and depend on. I'm Jason Hawk. Learn more about how Farm Bureau insurance can save you time and money. So talk to Hawk at 318-791-HAWK and let me help you protect your biggest investments. Real service, real people. Farm Bureau Insurance.
We are back here, Mega Day, getting ready to lead things off. But you get a look over there at the tailgate section that's going on, and they're firing up those wings. And we'll get some of those between games. Methvin now back to work here in the top of the second. Ooh, we're not moving that fast. That one is in there for strike one, and that's the Methvin that we know that gets ahead of these hitters.
Wonder if Coach had a talking with her, just slow down, concentrate, get it in the zone.
As many innings as Kaylee has thrown, she probably has that talk with herself. That one's hit right where it was pitched and going to go to Mika Keogh, who will field it in right field, come up, and that will hold Day to a single. So the second base hit for this St. Fred's team, and Hannah Gamage, the first baseman for the Lady Warriors, will stride in. It's good to meet with the fans that are around here too, and got to visit with one prior to getting as he brought the scorecard out to us. That one misses down low, ball one, and said, man, we need this in the Monroe area. Took the headset off and made the connection there, and we'd love to come to your neck of the woods also. Wherever you're at around this great state, we're there for you. That one up high, misses, and 2 balls and no strikes. I don't know if she gets a base runner on and tends to get out of her head just a minute, because this is what happened back in the first, Matt.
That's right. So hopefully she'll just try to slow it down. Don't overthink it.
Kaylee delivers this one.
Ooh, that one was just inside, it looks like.
Yeah, just missed on that, and Kaylee will shake it off.
This is a tight zone. What do you think, Doug?
It is, but these pitchers are when you're in a battle like this, you want to throw to the strike zone. That one though is a strike. Yeah. 3 balls and 1 strike. Again, if you don't have anything going on your beautiful Saturday, come out and visit us here at the ballpark, the Eagles Nest, just off Coliseum Boulevard, behind where the school is. You'll see us in the perch. That one misses up high, and a very eerily similar start to last inning, as a base hit and a walk have runners at first and second with nobody out. This is Audrey Perry that will stand in. Perry is the catcher. She's the one behind the dish for Creighton.
Bit of a breeze that's picking up now out towards right field.
It is. Squaring around to bunt there. Methvin's going to have it. She bobbles it. Got to zip to first. Not in time, and you do not have room to bobble one here, and that is going to be an error on Methvin, and that will load the bases up as we get back to the top. Or correction, this is going to be Davis who's there. Well, I've got to see. I may be off one. No, this is Perry. So that was Wood prior to that.
The designated player.
Yeah, and we're off one. So this is Perry that will bat here. It's Clampett. No, correction. The Day is at third base. Gamage is at second, and Wood over at first. And this will bring up Perry, the catcher. Two balls and no strikes, nowhere to put her. And again, such an eerily similar. Now we'll take a double play. But every time that St. Fred's pushes one across, it scares you. And you've got to get an out here in front of Hauser, because she can change the scope of things in a hurry with one swing of the bat.
3 balls now again. She's falling. Methvin keeps falling behind on the count. She needs to really get ahead of it.
Yeah, and we've seen her just pitch so much better when she gets, as most pitchers do, but Methvin gets back and 4 straight pitches, and that is a RBI base on balls to Perry, and that brings Avery Hauser, who has a single and a run scored in this one, and quickly Coach Brad is going to go out. He gets time and will make his way out onto the field to bring everybody in and talk about it. And this is one of those moments that you look at in a game that said, wait a minute, we've got to get something done right here. You know, this St. Fred's team, Matt, just scores in bunches, and you've got to come in and control that here.
That's right, and it's a home game. You know, you really don't want to have to lose control of that here at home. It just kind of sets a tone that you really don't want. So I'm hoping Coach will try to boost up his team's morale, maybe get them focused in on what they need to do and get to work.
Well, this is how you measure, too. I mean, the Kinder game, where they're in district, you still don't go that route in the playoffs. This is a team that's out of district, but one of those that there's a real good chance you'll see in that dash for fresh, we call it. At least we call it here. This broadcast booth does. I don't know if everybody else does, but we sure do. Right here, crucial moment in this, and she's either waving at us or moving Drago back some, and I think she's moving Drago back as the ever-dangerous Avery Hauser stands in there, takes that one upstairs. Hauser won't chase a pitch, but one in the zone, she'll hit it as hard as anybody, and so we'll keep an eye on your camera there, Chuck. Methvin throws that down, and that one, you talked about the strike zone a little bit earlier and tried to give the benefit of the doubt. That looks lower half of the strike zone.
Yeah, it's, like I said, it looks a little tight. You know, the umpire's really wanting this ball to get right over the plate and right where it needs to go, it looks like.
When it does, it gets hit. That one up and out of the zone also. And they're being careful, very, very careful with Hauser, who's green. You got to believe she's got the green light.
That is 6 balls in a row for
Yeah.
Methvin. Actually, excuse me, with correction, 7.
That one in there. They'd be wearing her out at Texas A&M. Ball 7, ball 7. But she gets the strike across there, and maybe that'll settle her down. And you need really just a ground ball back to Methvin, and they'll get that run at home. Swung on and missed. Good pitch there to Hauser. Methvin now all the way back 3-2.
Good work from Methvin getting back up to that to a full count here.
Certainly a tense moment early on in this one. Methvin, the 3-2 offering, fouled back out of play over the batting cage area where you can see they're working on that new clubhouse, and there went the lineup for St. Fred's down the way, but I think we've got another one up here. So Methvin will do the 3-2 again. That one is lifted high. Shelton's camping out under it at the track, and over the fence it goes. That's a grand slam home run for Avery Hauser, and that's what we told you that she does well. That's going to be 5 runs on the board now, 4 of them from Hauser, as she just that one, I do believe the wind caught that one, because there is a slight breeze out of there, and I thought that Shelton had it the entire time, but Avery Hauser, the junior, goes yard with the bases full, and it's 5-0.
Still no outs for St. Fred's.
Five to nothing in, or is it 6-0? Did they have 2 in that first inning, or just 1?
Just the 1.
Yeah, so the scoreboard's incorrect up there.
No, they had a runner batted in earlier with one of the walks.
They had the walk, so
yeah.
there's 5 runs in this inning thus far. And it is 6-0, yeah, because that one, goodness gracious, this one, and again, we know that the ball will fly out of here. This is Abigail Creighton. She is the pitcher. She staked to a 5-0 lead here in this one. You know, and that's the one thing about all the different games that we see and that we look at, is that you see a lot of players from around the way, and goodness gracious, That one lifted high, third base. Lyles is under it securely there and gets the first out. And that's what you need. It seems like it's kind of eases the mind of Methvin. One thing I can tell you, Matt, the Lady Eagles are not going to quit hacking away at this regardless of who's on the mound. They think they can hit anybody at any time, and they've done that a lot this year.
Yeah, definitely so. But it's really tough to come back from this type of this lead from St. Fred's.
Kendall Taylor, the third baseman for St. Fred's, was there. And yeah, but look, the wind has died down now. I got to believe if it was blowing like that, because I thought Shelton had it tracked at the wall.
Yeah,
but,
she did. She was right there on the track, and it just got over the wall.
Just the one out here in the bottom or the top of the second. That one in there for a, did he call that a strike? Yeah, he did. One ball and 2 strikes now to Taylor. So Methvin can come with just about anything that she wants here.
You got this.
Methvin's pitch there lifted high and fouling out of play across that first base dugout where the Lady Warriors reside for this one. Quiet day out here on the campus of Menard. The boys played last night, and they won that one last night. They hung on to win that one. But it's just the Lady Eagles. Good looking pitch for Methvin, and down on strikes goes Taylor, and that's what you want. That's strikeout number 1 in the game, and it's looking at Clampett, the right fielder, will stride to the plate now.
Clampett had that fly out earlier to center field, but it did score in a run, so that sacrifice fly.
Yeah, that's the one that was hit out that had that double play on it, too. She scored on the sac fly out to Shelton there at center, so Shelton's been busy. Addie Clampett, the hitter for St. Fred's, as Methvin sits, and that one's lifted high. Shelton should have room for that one and does. Comes up, makes a couple of steps in front of her, but it's 5 runs, a couple of hits, and at the end of an inning and a half, St. Fred's leads the Lady Eagles 6-0. Due up for Menard. Giordano, Parati, and Wright will try to get and start chipping away at this when we come back.
Are home problems turning your life upside down? Trust Southern Air Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing to save.
Back. Giordano, first pitch hitting and fires that one to the gap. It's going to get past Hauser, get to the wall. Sophie's come wheeling around. There's going to be a play at second base, but it's a stand-up double for the senior shortstop, Sophie Giordano. And that's the way that you want to start things off, and nobody is going to get them fired up quicker than G will, without a doubt.
Oh, definitely so. That is exactly what Menard needed, and I think the fans noticed it. Looks like Coach is putting a little more effort into this, and he's really getting focused in. He's telling Parati exactly what he wants her to do.
Kate Parati, the catcher, who hits 5th, stands in there. Misses inside. Good bit of speed on there, and boy, just to get that one to the fence, and she never checked up. There wasn't, single was not on her mind at all in that one. She was looking double the entire way.
Oh, yeah, that's the first hit from Menard as well.
Swung on and missed. Power pitch there past Parati for strike number 2. O2 offering, and down on, where's that one?
That was one and one.
Okay,
yes.
so 1 ball, 2 strikes now to Parati. And Creighton has been firing away. Comes back, throws that one up and out of the zone. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Well, you cannot waste that leadoff double, though, of Sophie's. Creighton rocks back. Swung on and missed, and down on strikes now is Parati. She struck out swinging, and Addie Wright, first baseman for Coach Turney, will stride into the left side and get ready to face Creighton for the first time. Creighton has that little bit of a dip when she pitches, and she's just moving around. It's hard to pick that ball up out of her hands when it's coming out.
Yeah, she put some power behind it, too.
That one gets on the ground, and read that like a book, did Sophie, to get over to third base. I mean, she was off and halfway to third before that ball even got by Perry and behind the dish. That one in there for the strike.
1-1.
1 ball, 1 strike to Wright. Runner just a base away and just chipping away. You don't need 6 here. You just need to get 2 or 3 and start chipping at it. Here's the pitch. Swung on and over to the second baseman. That is going to bring Giordano in, and that is an RBI ground out for Addie Wright, and a good piece of manufacturing that one, because if G's not over at third base, she doesn't score there.
That's right. I mean, she read that ball earlier, that wild pitch, just like a book. And so when Giordano noticed it, she took that opportunity. When taking that opportunity, made this happen.
6-1. Bottom of the second we go. Methvin there trying to help herself out. Outside pitch taken off the plate, ball 1.
Got a little cloud covering us now. Looky there.
That's right. Clouds and a breeze. What do you know?
What do you know? It's about to go away, but there's a little bit of a cloud.
We'll take it. Creighton's delivery does find the plate this time, and it's a ball and a strike. Three games on tap for you today on 446 Sports. 2 of them here from the Eagles Nest. One of them out of Grace Christian for baseball at 6 o'clock tonight. That one inside too. Kaylee kind of jumps back out of the way, but it's in there for a strike. Different look to it, as we will be kind of in right center out there. They do have a left field perch though. That one misses low, and it is 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Methvin really like to get a hold of one and keep this inning alive. Keogh and Lyles due to hit next, should this inning stay alive. Swung on and missed, and that's 2 strikeouts this inning for Creighton. But a Sophie Giordano base hit, stolen base, advancing, and scores on a sac fly from Addie Wright, or a ground out RBI from Addie Wright, puts the first run on the board for the Lady Eagles after 2 completed. St. Fred's 6, Menard 1. We'll be back for the third right after this. And we're back to the Eagles Nest. Doug Gann alongside of Matt Scalfano and Chuck Perkins, high above in the Perkins roost, the Perkins perch, whatever we've called it.
I like the Perkins perch. That
That's
sounds
right,
way
the
better.
Perkins perch up here above the left field wall. Feel like Harry Carey and Steve Stone when they used to do the Cubs games from the bleachers out there on WGN back in the day.
Wow, now that is a reference.
That was before you, wasn't it, Matt? Do you remember?
Yeah, it was before me, but I've heard of that reference before.
Sophie DeMacas, the left fielder, will stride in to lead things off in the top of the third. She is the St. Fred's third baseman. Up high there, and 2 balls and no strikes for Kaylee starting this off. And well, you need a clean inning here. Give yourself a chance to get back up. You've got 8-9-1 due up for you in the next inning, and like
Conference with
Coach Brad's going to go out there and talk about it and just ask. There are a couple of different questions you're asking that time, because it does seem like strike zone's a little bit tighter one side or the other, but you go out there and you just say, hey, we want to make sure that we're getting things both ways. And
it almost looked like the umpire was beckoning the coach over for a second, but maybe the coach wanted just a little private word with him.
right. And off air at some point, we'll ask him about it. And we don't like to get those things out there. That's why they call folks off to the side for those meetings. 2 balls, no strikes here. That one is lifted straight back into that uncovered area where the folks that you see the different types of fans here. They're cuddled in, and a couple of them are hunched over and just watching, enjoying the shade. And then those that are in those bleachers behind home plate are laid back, getting some sun.
Getting that suntan lotion on, aren't they?
There they are, yes, yes. Not to be confused with sunscreen.
There you go.
Methvin rocks back and fires this one in and low, 3 balls and a strike. And they're going to check down to first and see if she wins. She did not. Damaka's held up on that one, and now it is a 3-ball, 1-strike count. Just got to let your D work. Throw something in there and let them hit. That one misses ball 4, and it's out of the zone. And Coach Brad, now I know what the conversation was about because he's visibly in disagreement with the strike zone. That's, I think, as much emotion as we've seen from him in the games that we've covered, and he's not happy with it here. But a leadoff walk in this one is going to bring Megan Day to the plate. She lays this bunt down. It's
fouled back, it looks like. It just went right behind.
Yep, never made it out of the batter's box. And it's ball 1, or strike 1, correction.
Yes.
Nothing in 1 here. Nobody down, trying to move that runner over. As both coaches, and you know you've got a lead, but every run is so vitally important in a game where two teams hit the ball as well as each do, and the pitching is solid like it is. Methvin rocks back and fires. That one is bunted right past Methvin, and that's going to find everybody on base. Now, and that's a bunt for a base hit right past the pitcher, Methvin, who, her, of course, initial thought, Matt, is to go in and field that in front of the circle.
Right.
When it gets by her, then it's in no man's land.
Yeah, that's unfortunate for Methvin because she had another bunt earlier and just wasn't able to get a good handle on that one either. So.
Hannah Gamage, first baseman, stands in there for St. Fred's. Runners at first and second again, and there have been base runners early and often in this one for the Lady Warriors. Methvin will need to find a way to settle in, and that one is smoked over to first base and foul down the line. They'll bring the runners back. Learned that trick that they signal foul and point fair. And you'll hear them say foul when they do it. So that gives us a little cue up here as to where it is. And Gamage will be back in there now, nothing in 1. Nobody out here. You'd like a ground ball maybe to Lyles at third and double something up here, but that one misses up and out of the zone. Your option here is to go to Giordano at third. She has thrown the bulk of the other innings. Sarah at shortstop, she's thrown the bulk of the other innings for Methvin. But you really hard-pressed to get away from Methvin unless she's unable to find the zone. And just hope that frustration's not mounting up in her.
Yeah, because frustration is going to be the enemy of this. And, you know, like I said, taking your time, trying to get your mind focused, that's what she needs to do in order to get hit the strike zone.
Kaylee rocks back now. And that one is up and out of the zone now, and 3 balls and a strike. Might have needed to bring a sweat top, huh, Chuck, or a jacket? No, he says. Chuck down in our production booth today. That one is lifted high, and that's just what the doctor ordered if it stays in. It does not. And that would have certainly been caught by Eddie over at first base. But that's what. It's just been a game of close calls. Again, you go back in the second inning on that Hauser home run, the grand slam, that little gust of wind got it over the fence. And now back 3-2. Right up the middle is a base hit. Sawyer's going to field it. And good job of getting that in, and that loads the bases up, though, now for Emma Wood. Emma Wood, the designated player in this one, will stride in. And once again, a lot of damage nearing for this St. Fred's team. Nobody out. They already lead at 6-1. Swung on and missed. Good piece of pitching. What did Wood do her last time up?
She reached on an error. She was the one who had the bunt earlier, right at Methvin, and Methvin had mishandled it.
There you go. Yeah, it just takes a bobble, and she was able to beat that out. That's right. Don't think she'll be bunting this time. It's lifted high. It'll stay on the infield. Infield fly. So the batter's going to be out no matter what. Runners at first, second, and third with less than 2 outs is an automatic out. Runners can advance at their own risk, but an infield fly was called correctly by field and home umpire and plate field guys that called that, and that's the first out, and that will bring Perry back up. She had an RBI. Matter of fact, drove in Hauser back in the first. Swung on and missed there. I know it's cliche, but you've got to do whatever you can to keep this right here and not let St. Fred's bust this thing open. Your St. Fred's, couple of base hits here, and you really start expanding things out. We told you to watch out for this Lady Warriors team. They are so solid. That ball misses low. They hit, they pitch, they field. And that's a good combination. Don't forget, we will be out at 7 o'clock tomorrow night at Buffalo Wild Wings. That one is just kind of poked over to Kia. She's going to bobble it around and has that one.
Catches it. Wow.
And you know that they will appeal that over at third base that she left early. They'll go back and she dinks it into the ground.
Getting a little too excited.
Just got to grab the ball and get over to first base or touch third base with it. Saying that she left, and the batter's out. The runner from third left on time, but what a bobbling catch by Keogh. And all the fielders are in now thinking that she left early, and she can't leave until that ball is bobbled and secured. But if she did, it's a good. So the runner's out at first, which is 2 outs. The runner scores here from third base, who tagged up, and that will make it just the 1 run that scores there.
Another RBI for Perry, it looks like. So she's not too bad with getting batters in, honestly.
No, and that brings up the ever-dangerous Hauser. Bats from the left side. Last time she was up, had a grand slam. And what do you know, the wind picking back up as best it has. But look, the wind could be blowing in her face, and she'll get it out of here.
Like a howitzer almost.
Yeah, almost.
That's what I think of every time you say Hauser. Like howitzer with that last hit.
And look, if you pitch her away, it's going to go right over our heads, too. Hopefully over the heads.
Over our heads. I'm standing, so it may accidentally graze my hair.
1 ball. As long as you're above the camera, I'm all right with that. 1 ball, 1 strike here to Hauser. Avery will watch this one come in, and it's lifted high, but that's going to be to Drago. She's camping under that comfortably, right in front of where we're at to retire the side, and that's what you want to do. Just the 1 run across, but it could have been a lot worse. 7-1 after this one. Coming up for the Lady Eagles in the bottom of third. They'll have to get this up and going. We'll be back right after this on 446 Sports.
Check out some of our recent work at the Panthers Stadium. In addition to custom signs and banners, we also handle custom trophies, custom awards, custom vehicle wraps, and more. Give us a call. We handle projects large and small.
we're back to the Eagles' Nest on a beautiful, beautiful Saturday afternoon. Mika Keough, Kenzie Lyles, and Sawyer Shelton due to hit in the bottom of the third. Kia and Lyles, Matt, are batting for their first time, and what has Hauser done already?
She's already batted 3 times. Has 4 RBIs and had 2 runs in. So she's been putting the work together.
Keough and Lyles in their first at-bat, and that goes to look at how this thing's going. That one from Creighton does bounce low and out of there. The ULM commit starts off with a fastball in the dirt. Keough and Lyles, of course, we've seen Lyles just pound the ball out of the park with regularity. Keough does a good job of getting on base. You need that here to get things going. You need to put some sort of a crooked number together in the bottom of the third just to give you some momentum and some energy in this. Creighton ducks down, rocks back, delivers this one in there for strike 1. She has been able to find the lower part of the strike zone pretty well.
Unlike her counterpart, you know, Methvin hasn't really been able to hit it from what the umpire's calling.
That one fouled straight back. It's just that brief moment that you don't know if that ball's coming out where we're at or straight back. And you can tell when a ball goes straight back like that Mika just missed it. She's dead on the timing of it. So watch for Creighton possibly to come back and change speeds a little bit on her. Mika rocks back, fires this one, swung on and missed, and did pull the string on that one just a bit, dropped it off a couple of miles an hour. And Keough says something to Lyles that maybe she picked up on.
Maybe it's a pattern that they're noticing.
Could be.
It could be. I don't know. We'll see how Lyles responds here.
Lyles, we saw hit one out in the Grant game. She's got 5 on the season. Takes that one inside for strike 1. And all you want to do is try to tip and pick up just a little bit of a hitch in something the pitcher's doing. Creighton will look in and get the sign. Again, ducks down and fires this one, misses.
Oh, no, he called it a strike.
Gets at the bottom of the strike zone, and that is going to be nothing in 2, is it?
Yep, nothing in 2.
This is where that changeup is effective, really anything. And Lyles sees it, fouls this one back, and it's going to reach the stands off that covering that is on the third base side of it. And what you want to do is get your team through the lineup. You know, they've seen Methvin a couple of times today. This is the first time now. Final batter seeing her for the first time, and you get back up to Shelton and Drago and Emma that have seen her before. Kenzie pokes that one way back where we're at. It's going to go off the scoreboard for a home run.
Wow.
And we told you out of the 9 hole, that's not bad hitting. Right here where we're at, Chuck, too, as a matter of fact. Kenzie Lyles with the bomb. And look, that'll get you back in one in a hurry, and perhaps whatever Mika said to her was effective, and that'll bring Shelton back here. I mean, she hits the bait, and you can see the dent.
Yeah,
of course,
there's
there's
a
dents
dent.
all
Wow.
around the scoreboard where it's been beat up pretty good on there.
And that's going to help the morale of Menard big time. Those girls, right immediately when she hit the ball, I mean, that was Lyles basically lined that for a home run.
The wind did not take that one out of here. I'm telling you what, it was a little higher, but you would have had to duck, I believe, man.
Yeah. I think Chuck almost lost, kind of had a bit of a heart attack there because he was worried about the camera. He's like, no, not the camera, not the camera. Now it's back to the top of the order, so Shelton is back up to hit. She did fly out in the first, and that is going to be called for a strike 1. She flew out to center field last, and now all of a sudden the wind has picked up. There you can see the ball. Yeah, looky there.
She'll have that souvenir. They're going over to get the one that Hauser did as well. But went off that scoreboard here is Shelton now. There you go. See, it's good help. So you saw the home run ball that Lyles hit, and they're going out to get the one that Hauser hit now. 2 balls and 1 strike. And working the count. Creighton rocks back, delivers this one. Sawyer runs through it.
You know, if Shelton gets a hit here, I don't know. Creighton, it may be getting in Creighton's head with that home run, but she could be maintaining her mindset just to try to keep it in order for St. Fred's.
Creighton's very, very solid of a pitcher, though, and she will clear her mind. Runs through that one, and a good take on that from Shelton,
Wow.
and she's
Full count.
Yeah, that's a tough two-strike pitch to take. Shelton might have shaken herself up there a minute.
I wonder if she was running through, so I wonder if she accidentally pulled something or.
Coach is he's going to go there. Look, and she's not comfortable at all getting into the box, and that's not what you need at all.
She's in the box though. She's going to try to power through it. It looks like.
She's a gamer. She's as tough as they come.
There
And pokes
she
that
is.
one out, but Hauser's coming up. She's comfortably got that in center field, and I'm telling you that she's laboring over there. She's not. I don't know if it's the back or could be the heat that is out here too, the sun that's on her, but they're going to walk her off
from the other
from
dugout.
the side and go out that way so she can go back around into the clubhouse, and then they'll take a look at Shelton's got to sit down, so I think she's hurt something on there. There's a pause in this action, and so it's not heat related. They are looking at something in what is that right leg area,
Yeah,
I believe.
it looks like the knee almost. I wonder if she tweaked something on her knee.
Not wanting to speculate any at all, but they're running an ice pack over and some water to her.
Might have been when she was running, she just kind of stepped wrong and
it
tweaked
could
that knee,
have
I'm sure.
because I mean it was a non-contact type of a setup. As she ran through that pitch prior on the 2-2 count was just fine, and then after that you saw things change with her quickly. So our concern there for Sawyer without a doubt. 7-2 back on the score of this when Giordano had the hit and scored the run, and then Lyles with the home run. Anytime you can, that's the 6th home run of the year, I believe, for Kenzie Lyles too. But anytime you can get a home run out of your 9-hole hitter, then that's as solid as it gets. We'll step away. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, we'll check on how Sawyer is doing. We'll do all of that when we come back. You're watching Lady Eagles softball on 446 Sports. And we're back here, bottom of the 3rd in this one. Got a little bit closer, did the Lady Eagles, 7-2. 2 outs here in this one. Keogh and Shelton with the out. Shelton came off on that last play, and they're taking her straight back to the clubhouse to check on her. She went off the field on the far side. And we're back here for Annabelle Drago. Drago hits the ball with power as well.
She did have a fly out towards right field in the last one, and it was just shy. The right fielder had to really kind of come in close for it in order to make a
Doug
play on
just
the ball.
knocked a fly out also.
That one misses up and out of there. And certainly our thoughts and prayers are with Sawyer Shelton over there for recovery. If there's anybody tough enough to go get straightened out, but you saw that, when she got back into the box, you could tell that something was wrong with her. Creighton will rock back, deliver this one. Swung on and missed from Drago, and that is 2 balls now and 1 strike. Creighton delivers this one, and again swung and missed. So
Regan seems to get that focus back in.
Yeah,
from that break, I think.
Well, and that's why she is the big-time pitcher that she is that she focuses quick. She's given up a couple of big hits, the one for Giordano and, of course, the home run. That one down on strikes looking to Drago, and it'll be just the one run in the bottom of the third. But the Lady Eagles pick up one in the second, one in the third. We go to the top of the fourth. St. Fred's leads this one 7-2 when we come back.
Firehouse Subs just partnered with Hot Ones to create 2 new hook and ladder subs.
One with pickles marinated in Last Dab Reaper sauce to test yourself.
And a milder one with crispy garlic chips if tests aren't really your thing.
Find out how hot you like it for a limited time at Firehouse.
Our mobile banking app is changing the way we bank. Things are getting easier, transactions are getting safer, and you have access 24/7. All the functionality of banking you're used to, made easier to use. Anywhere, anytime, and more secure than ever. Simple, seamless, safe. Download our mobile app today.
Parker Albanian will take over in right field, and that moves Mika Keogh to center field. So it's Albanian that is replacing Shelton theoretically. Keogh will move to center field, who's got some good range. And now rocking back and delivering this one in. Getting some stats in from good-looking changeup there, and 1 ball and 1 strike.
Creighton, it's Abigail Creighton who's up to hit right now. She did get a walk in the first inning, and in the second inning she did fly out to the third baseman.
This time it's up in the air too, and good job Emma Davis calling.
Good communication from Davis. Wow.
Yeah, you saw Wright just peel away from that one for the first out.
Yeah, that's exactly what you want to see. You know, I think Wright, just really the sun was more in her eyes, more so than Davis's was, so she had the better angle on the ball from what it seemed.
Creighton came into the day with 73 strikeouts to go with her 1.07 ERA.
Wow.
Yeah, so if you look at it, the Lady Eagles are getting to her with the 2 runs. This is 17 who stands in. Kendall Taylor, third baseman. Nothing in 1 to Taylor. Mets been throwing a lot more changeups here in this 4th inning than we've seen. But one thing I tell you, out of the home run from Lyles, the hit from Giordano, and the way the Mets pitching, save for that big grand slam that just blew out of here, that one smoked. That's going to hit the base of the wall, and does. Good job of getting that back in. We got to play. Oh, the ball comes out of the glove of Davis, and I mean, right on was Drago with that throw. My goodness, what a good-looking throw that had Taylor dead to rights at second.
Yeah, that was very risky of Taylor to do that. But, I mean, they have the score to where I think the coach is feeling like that they can take that risk.
Yep.
So he was all right with that. But that is the first hit for Taylor this game. It's going to be Clampett up to hit now.
That one misses down low, and boy, I mean, Drago fields that perfectly off the fence, spins and throws just like you wanted to, and unable to hang on to it at second base. And that has a runner now at second with just 1 out. Good looking pitch from Kaylee.
There it is.
And that's the pitch you want from Methvin. It starts out 0-1, and that changes the whole complexity of the at-bat. This Clampett has an RBI in this one today. She's going to ground that one to shortstop. Giordano quickly over to first.
Good job.
In time for the out there, and as close as she might have went to third with it, and Lyles goes ahead and takes the out, and there are 2 down here, and Sophie DeMacas will stride in. She is a left fielder in this one. Well, if you can keep it here, and not give up another run in this inning. That's a clean inning you'll take and come out and get those bats going, because you will have due up is going to be, is that Davis, Giordano, and Parati?
Yeah, that's exactly right, yep.
As we look ahead in this one.
DeMacus up. She had a walk in the third inning. But out, she had to put a ground out in the first.
And take another one of those in this one. Kaylee a little bit high, and you can see Kaylee changing up a little bit of the way she delivers in this too. I don't know if St. Fred's had picked something up off of the bat or off of the hand of Methvin, but she has changed, throwing a lot of different pitches. That one misses inside. It's going to be 2 balls and no strikes. 2 down, top of the 4th, scheduled to play 7-2. St. Fred's leads this one. See that courtesy of our friends at Wallace Eye Associates scoreboard. That one lifted high and out to good diving. It's going to come in and out of the hands, and they're calling that down. Tremendous effort by an Albanian, who had it until she hits the ground. And that will score the runner from third and make this 8-2 now. And she comes in that glove, just goodness.
Yeah, I mean, she had it in the glove, but right when the glove touched the grass, the ball just rolled right out of it.
Megan Day strides to the plate.
Marking that up as a hit or an error on the...
I don't see how we give that an error. I mean, when she's got to dive for it, I think the definition is a routine play in the glove, and that was anything but routine. She would have robbed a base hit. And so just, yeah, that's going to be a base hit. At least in our book, and I've got to give it to her no matter what on that. That's a base hit. I'll never rule that one an error, especially in Albania just entered the game. That one lifted high, and she'll get another chance at it. Now that's Keogh. He'll settle in under it. Remember, Keogh took over for Shelton there at center field following the last inning. So just the 1 run. And they're trading runs here, so the Lady Eagles need to come up and get their own little 6th spot in their half of the inning. We'll do that in the bottom of the 4th when we come back.
At Wallace Eye Associates, right now is the best time to have your cataracts removed. A new year means a new deductible, so if you're just not seeing as well as you used to, schedule your cataract evaluation today. It's fully covered by all medical insurances, including Medicare. You never need a referral at Wallace Eye Associates, and our method of next-generation cataract care is the most affordable in the state. There's only one team, one focus, your vision. Wallace Eye Associates.
And we are back here. Leading things off is Emma Davis. Davis, that one straight back over to where the center field fence is for the baseball Eagles. Not a lot of room, just that dirt gravel road separates the 2 fields.
Folks at home, you can hear that wind hitting our mics, and it's blowing out towards right field.
Yeah, that's not the burner that's going. That's what we heard in it the last time.
Yeah.
And the wind's blowing the other way from us here. We'd be getting a nose full of those wings that are coming up between games. So just to keep you in mind, this game will end and the next one will pop up about 30 minutes later. The one way to follow that is to follow our 446 Sports YouTube page, our Facebook page. We're getting near that 10,000 mark, about 150 away. Chuck and I never would have imagined that, buddy. Chuck's busy over there doing his thing, and I throw him his one comment to get on the board, and I'm Chuckless.
Well, he did talk a little bit, and it was kind of a surprise. Oh, there's Chuck, and now he's gone. You know, he's taking care of business.
It's like Chuck Hog Day. You only see him one time, and that tells us we got 6 more weeks
Chuck
of
Hog Day. I like that.
We got 6 more weeks of softball coming.
The Perkins Purge, Chuck Hog Day. I mean, these are just shots right here.
He's here in spirit, without a doubt. Creighton will rock back and deliver this 1-2, and that is ground kind of backhanded at third base. Got to come across. What a play. Third base coming up and making that one was Kendall Taylor, and we told you not only can she hit, she has command of third base pretty well, and that just nipped Davis running down to first.
Yeah, that was a close one, a very, very close one, and it looked like Gamage had to really stretch out to try to make the play on that one.
Sophie hit the first pitch she saw out to center field into the gap and got a double out of it her last time up at bat. Time for a Sophie shot over the left field fence. That one's going to be inside for strike 1.
Yeah, wind is consistently picking up here. It hasn't died down. Usually, like I said earlier, folks, that it kind of goes intermittently, comes and goes, comes and goes. Right now, it has just been constantly blowing, and it's coming right at us.
That's right. Giordano fouls this one back over near the construction zone, the old clubhouse, and near the new clubhouse. They got that thing built up a lot. It was a concrete pad on Tuesday when we were out here for the Evols game.
That's right.
And they are doing some big work on it now.
Yeah, they're not slowing down. They're getting work taken care of over there in that new clubhouse that they're building.
They need to sell those seats like the rooftops at Wrigley Field where you can go out and watch games up there. That one up and out of the zone. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Is that what?
That's right.
Is that what you have? 1 and 2. Creighton looks over into the dugout. Coach Ronnie over there now settles back in. Sophie checks swing, and they'll check her, and they say yes, she's down on strikes. And check swing strikeout for Giordano, and Kate Perotti now will stand in. So just unable really to string anything together, and now there are 2 down in the bottom of the 4th.
Perotti is 0-1. She did have a strikeout earlier. Creighton just got her on pulling that ball back.
Watching at the end because of where we're at on here. DeMacas, who is in left field, and Taylor at third base have some little routine they do between after each out. Softball is just such a unique sport. Swung on and missed. Chased that one out of the zone, did Perotti. And now quickly behind 0-2. Wind blowing briskly out to right after left field. Misses outer half. You just get something up, a little fly ball, and it's coming out of the park over here. And Perotti's got the pop to do it. We know that she can get one up in the air. That one, though, up and out of the zone, evens things up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Deuce is wild on the board. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Eagles have 2 runs. In the bottom of the 4th. You'll get a trip through the lineup at least 1 more time. Our concerns still with Shelton. Perotti stays back on that one, and it goes through the legs of the shortstop, which is Megan Day. And that one just seemed like it just never could get going out there to her. Hit that dirt and wouldn't go anywhere. And they'll get a courtesy runner over there. Is that
Lyons? It looks like.
Is that Amelie?
Yeah, it looks like it is Amelie, number 34.
And again, she's quick. There's no doubt about this. Addie Wright has an RBI on the day. Stands in there, and you're right. That was a good stretch back earlier. They got that play. That one taken up and out of the zone. Ball 1. Don't be fooled from the left side just because the wind's blowing out this way. Wright can put it out of the park herself. Creighton fires this one, and that one is fouled back again near the batting cage area as it rolls out onto the road and hits the base of the center field fence of the baseball field. This is an inning where you need to get it close. You don't want to go into the latter half, the 5th and 6th and 7th innings, with a 6-run deficit. You'd like to put a couple across right here. Creighton will call timeout and I think want another softball.
There must have been a little scuff on that one that she wasn't liking or something like that.
1.07 ERA 70, I guess 76 strikeouts or so on the day now, or on the year for her now.
She's got 5 strikeouts today, Creighton does.
So give her 78 on the season. Swung on and missed there. And
1-2.
1 ball and 2 strikes.
Menard keeps falling behind in the count a little bit, but somehow they're able to come back from it and make some plays happen. So they need to keep doing that.
Going up and out of the zone. 2 balls and 2 strikes, and we're here at 2-2 again. Hope you're enjoying today's 446 Sports broadcast. Tell a friend about it. We're enjoying being here with you on this breezy Saturday afternoon in March. That pitch just misses inside. Everybody in blue wanted that one. Everybody in the white and gold said nope, ball 3.
Makes it a full count here to Wright. She had an RBI ground out in the 2nd inning.
Amelie over at first base as the courtesy runner for Parati. She'll be off and going on this one as soon as the ball leaves the glove. Ball 4 now, and that'll put runners at first and second.
That is a rare walk that we just saw at Creighton.
That may be the first one that we've seen.
That is.
And this gives Kaylee Methvin the opportunity to help herself out here. One thing this does is this gets you deep into the batting order, and Keough and Lyles have had success. You know, Lyles added another dent to that scoreboard that already has several of them on it. She added another one, but Methvin's got to do some work here with 2 outs. That one misses low.
Lyons was ready to go on that one. She saw the dirt come up and she was about to bolt. But
yep,
luckily
had that one. Yeah, had that one got past Perry behind the dish, that would have had runners move up. That one. It did call a strike, a delayed one, but 1 ball and 1 strike. Big thanks to all of you for watching, those in attendance today. Swung on and missed, and she pulls that string on it. That ball cuts away from it because you saw Methvin just looking middle in on that, and that ball drifted away out her half. Creighton sets up outside, and that one's low, and once again
2-2.
Yeah, we're our 3rd straight 2-2 count, so they're getting the pitch count up on Creighton, although she's not seemed to concern herself with it. That one misses away, and that will
that's gonna
get the runners up 60 feet. Lions now there at 3rd and Wright at 2nd. Now a base hit you feel can score a couple.
Yeah, 2 runners in scoring position here, and this is really good for them. But there is 2 outs on the board, so they really got to get a good hit on this one.
Full count here from Creighton as she rocks back and delivers this one. Swung on and missed, and down on strike. Strikeout number 6 on the day for Creighton, and that keeps the score right where it's at. Methvin looking dejected. She knew she had an opportunity. She's got to turn that around and get ready to come out here and hold the Lady Warriors to where they're at. We move to the top of the 5th, 8-2. St. Fred's leads this one. We'll be right back on 446 Sports.
In Central Louisiana, you might see me at the ballparks or soccer fields, or we might cross paths at the grocery store. I'm your local Farm Bureau insurance agent, your local expert when it comes to protecting what you love and depend on. I'm Jason Hall. Learn more about how Farm Bureau insurance can save you time and money. So talk to Hawk at 318-791-HAWK and let me help you protect your biggest investments. Real service, real people. Farm Bureau Insurance.
Firehouse Subs just partnered with Hot Ones to create 2 new hook and ladder subs.
One with pickles marinated in Last Dab Reaper sauce to test yourself.
And a milder one with crispy garlic chips if tests aren't really your thing.
Find out how hot you like it for a limited time at Firehouse Subs.
Hannah Gamage will lead things off for St. Fred's in the top of the 5th. It is Gamage, Wood, and Perry. Methvin would like to keep it right here and give her Lady Eagles, who seem to be getting some good looks there on Creighton, but we'll see how that goes. Creighton is just solid in this one. Methvin swung on and missed a Gamage. And Matt, that's what you need. You've got to have an inning where you start to get the power. Not only does it do it if you don't come back and win this one, but you're setting the tone for that next game as well.
Yeah, exactly. And so hopefully they have the mindset for this.
Swung on, fouled back, and nothing in 2.
Quickly turns into a pitcher's count here with an 0-2 count.
Gamage taking a couple of swings there, steps back into the box and blowing straight to where we're at now. There's that good-looking changeup, just misses, and Kaylee wanted that one. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Gamage is 1 for 1 today. She did have a single in the 3rd, but she did walk in the 2nd. So she's been able to get on base so far every time she's been up to hit.
Kaylee throws that one.
Wow. Must have just gotten outside. Makes
Ball
it count
2. 2
yeah.
balls, 2 strikes in there, and Kaylee wanted that as well as a lot of folks out in the tailgate area wanted it. That one poked foul and over towards the tennis courts it goes.
Now Bandian is still out there, so we're hoping, our prayers out to Shelton, hoping that she's okay and getting checked out. We haven't gotten an update on her yet.
No, and we'll check in between games too as to how she's doing and what in fact it was. That one poked over to right field, and that's going to send Parker back, and she's going to unable to get to it and off and running now. That's going to be 3 at least.
Uh-oh.
The hold at 3rd is Gamage with a triple. That was just a hard hit ball. So now Bandian unable to bring that one in. Gets over her head. Looked like it kind of had her turned around too. And that
yeah, I think the wind had a little weird play on the ball in that one.
So that's a single and a triple for Gamage and a walk. And Emma Wood stride in there, and that ball was hit just as hard as anything that we've seen today, save for that Lyles home run. That one lifted up and near the lights behind the first base side and be out of play, foul ball 1, or strike 1. So Matt, there's like a deer stand thing over there. That may be, do you want to run a camera from up there next game?
We maybe could. That's
maybe.
Now I will say that has been here since I've been at school, and I think it's been here even longer than that. So
goodness.
I don't even know if it's even usable anymore.
Well, we do have a picture of Coach Turney who was in that. He got a picture of the field the other day after it was freshly mown with the designs, and I found out how you put these designs in the field. I watched him mow that.
How do you do that? I've always been curious. How
Well,
do you do that?
they've got a lawnmower that cuts at different levels, and it's got a roller behind the blade, and so it'll roll them this way or it'll roll them this way, and that's what's causing the difference. And so they're leaning down or they're leaning towards us, and then they're cut a different way. So there you have it.
I've always wondered how that was done on fields. I never could figure that out.
Well,
the more you know.
One of the mysteries have been solved in this one at 2 balls and a strike now. That one ground out here to where we're at. Drago's going to come up, and she'll have to, would have been better off to get that one to the cutoff. She comes up firing to home on it. Runner does stay, but that's back-to-back hits from Gamage and Wood, and another run scoring inning here makes this one 9-2 in this.
That was some power from Drago with her arm. She got that all the way to home from out here. That was a really good job.
With the wind in her face, too.
Yeah, right?
Squaring around, lays down this bunt all the way across. Good play from Lyles to get the throw over to right. That will be the first out of this, but that was Perry that ground that out, and that will be back to the top of the order in Avery Hauser. First base is open.
It's Hauser, folks. You've all heard the name. She had that grand slam earlier in the 2nd inning, and she is still putting in the work here today. She's a 2 for 3 today as well.
Yep, she flew out her last at bat. Good looking change up there for a strike, and that's the pitch that Kaylee needs to get over if it's going to be an effective finishing out this game and in game 2. Because I don't know that St. Fred's is ready for that change up. Methvin rocks back, delivers this one. And that's a fastball, and that's what makes the fastball so much faster when you can throw that pitch behind it.
Oh, yeah, and it looked like Hauser she did not see that one coming. She was actually a little behind the ball whenever that pitch came out.
Close pitch there that those in the green and gold wanted for strike 3. Good take from Avery. Methvin rocks back, fires this one. That changeup again, but the good piece by Hauser to stay back on it.
Hauser slowly chipping away at the pitches from Methvin.
And 9 runs in this one. I think there's only been a handful of hits, though. That one fouled straight back. And that's what's such a hitter like this. You go through a lot of pitches, and Methvin just up there battling, trying to throw something that she can get by Hauser for strike 3. Kaylee with a runner at second base, rocks back, tries to deliver this one in, and it is smacked right back at Methvin. Hits her over to first, not in time. And they'll need to check Methvin because that one was right up the middle off of her arm. She says, I'm fine, it hit my glove. Let's go back to business. But that's the third base hit today for Avery Hauser. Is that what you have, Matt?
Yes, sir, third base hit.
Runners at first and third now, and you're getting dangerously close to that point where you're going to have to keep scoring runs if you want to keep this one going. It's a 7-point lead now. 7-run lead as that one passed. It's going to be a play at the plate, not in time. Quickly getting in. Was that Perry that
yes,
that scored
that
there?
Was
yeah.
Wood that had scored.
Okay.
Yeah.
10-2 now following that pass ball, and it does move Hauser to second base. Abigail Creighton, an opportunity to help herself out a little bit more here. Not that I've seen that she needs much help today.
Well, with her pitching for sure, but
right.
With her hitting, she's actually flown out. Had 2 flyouts earlier and only 1 walk, so we'll see what coach wants to do with her here.
Make sure you didn't announce her, jinx her into the long fly,
I know,
too.
right,
Here.
right.
That one fouled back after she did a little bit of that slash. Shows bunt, pulls back, and kind of slashes at it. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 down in the top of the 5th we play. Already a couple of runs across here. It's 10-2. That one right back to Methvin, who gloves that one.
That was impressive instinct and reaction timing from Methvin. She just caught it right back and was about to throw it right back to second base, but her teammates couldn't react to it, and so they were like, oh, wow, she's already caught the ball, and so she wasn't able to get the ball back to second base to get that double play.
That was huge. Now that'll bring up Kendall Taylor, who had a base hit her last time up. Taylor lifts that one. It's high and playable, though. Chasing back is Lyles. Shortstop. Sophie's going to call her off and go over and get that one. The mask falls off. The ball stays in. And that's good work by Sophie Giordano. Certainly a cool play of the game. Potential candidate there on it. But 2 runs come across, 10-2. Lady Eagles have a lot of work to do when we come back from the bottom of the 5th. We'll be right back.
Are home problems turning your life upside down? Trust Southern Air Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing to save the day. From keeping you comfortable to plumbing repairs and even generators, we do it all. Southern Air Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing, your one-stop solution for AC, plumbing, and generators. If you need us to save the day for you, call Southern Air Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing or visit us online at southernairnow.com.
So the benefit of having our Chuck in the house. Let's take a look at that one more time, Chuck. Do we have that? This is a BU Designs instant replay, and you saw the slide at the end of it. Didn't quite get all of that, but we'll have it chopped up and ready to go for you. The Lady Eagles now send Who do you have there? I got.
I think that's somebody.
Keogh.
That's
Keogh. Mika. Mika Keogh will stand in there representing 8-9-1. Lyles, who all she did was hit it off to us the last time up at bat. 2 big plays that time, one by Methvin in the circle and one by Sophie sliding over to third to get that one, or sliding behind it. Boy, what a great catch that was by Giordano. 1 ball, 1 strike to Mika. And you'd like to have her on base in front of you. You gotta get something going early in this inning. Swings and fouls that one back. Creighton took a little something off of that one. And keep an eye, Chuck, on Taylor at third and the left fielder here, and I've lost that, which is DeMarcus. After an out, they've got some little something that they do. 17-4 here. Keogh stands in. Creighton rocks back, delivers this one. And that was punched over to right field. Got a chance. Drops down fair, and that's a base hit. Keogh nearly hung up there. But,
she was debating that second, going to second.
I mean, what, you think that ball generally spins away on a hit like that, and it didn't.
Well, yeah, the wind was kind of blowing against that spin as well, so it helped keep it fair just barely.
Yeah, Clampett did a good job of getting over there and getting on, and here comes Kenzie Lyles, who homered in her last at-bat. Oh, this Eagles team, Lady Eagles team, have faced some good pitching the last couple of times out. They hammered that one. That one's going to be near the gap, and it does, past the diving Hauser. Keogh coming around to third, and that's going to be a stand-up double. They're going to wave Keogh. That's going to be a play at the plate. Collision at home, out there. And Keogh out at home as she was hustling in, but Hauser did such a good job to get up and get that in. And that is a double for Lyles, and she'll take third on the throw, and there's 1 out, that one at home. But Kinsey has just been pounding it. But we were talking about, so they faced the Purdue commit on Thursday night that's pitching, and now a ULM signee that is here too. So they've faced D1 pitching the last 2 games. This is now Banian that is hitting in place of Sawyer Shelton. This is where you miss Shelton, is her ability to hit here out of the top part of the lineup. Coach Turney taking a chance there and getting the run caught at home. That one up and out of the zone. And you've got the heart of this Lady Eagle lineup coming up here, 1, 2, 3. What did Lyles do in her other at bat? She's hit what, that one?
That was just a home run.
Okay, so she's hit twice?
Yep, that was her second at bat. Now Bandian's staying alive here. That's really good. She's making contact with the ball. She just really needs to get it into the field.
Go back a half an inning to that catch by Methvin, and then that sliding grab by Giordano, that diving one here that saved it, that gives the Lady Eagles an opportunity here in the bottom of the 5th. They just have to capitalize on it, and they've hit Creighton pretty good pretty well here in the bottom of the 5th. Creighton rocks back, delivers this to Albanian, and she fouls that one straight back. I haven't even seen if Shelton's back in the dugout or not. I don't know.
I haven't seen her come back, but I mean, I could have missed her. Still no update on her status yet. We'll probably get that at the end of the game.
Yeah. That one fouled off, and I'm telling you what, I'm impressed with the at-bat from Parker.
Bring up that pitch count on Creighton. Kind of more of a mind game with these two, now Bandian and Creighton. This is the first time Creighton's seen now Bandian come up, so I don't know. Maybe she can't figure out how to throw to her.
Fouled straight back again. And great work. Let's see if I can figure out some sort of a way to get Game Changer up here in this sun-filled area that we're sitting in. Well, we're complaining about the cold, the heat, the sun. I don't know what else.
We'll complain about everything.
Right, absolutely. That one taken up high, and what a tremendous at-bat to run that thing full.
Wow. I think this will be the 8th pitch for Creighton here. I think so. I may have miscounted.
Creighton rocks back now. Delivers the 3-2 once again. Swung on and missed, and she wins the battle there.
That was a good job by Nalbandian, just fighting for it the whole entire time. She wasn't afraid to swing the bat. And folks, you may have just seen what the right fielder out here for St. Fred's did, DeMarcus
and Taylor at third.
Taylor, yeah, they did a little jump and toss or something like that. It
Right,
like.
see, that one fouled straight back, and well, 2 big hits in the top of to start off this inning, and struggling now to have one of those, and you absolutely cannot get out of this inning without getting back at least those 2 runs. But Creighton, it seems like she bears down when she gets runners on base. Needs something out of Drago here. Drago again, straight back, and you know, it's over and over that you hear about it, that you're right on a hitter, as most of these Menard hitters have done that, and then unfortunately may have swung through the next pitch.
Right, it's unfortunate to see. Creighton's loving it, but it's really tough for Menard to try to get that full contact.
Again, looking away. So Creighton will get you 2 strikes on you, and they set up away. As you see that that they'll drift over with the catcher Perry behind the dish. Audrey will kind of drift off when they want to throw that outside pitch. That one comes back and busts her inside. And again, another 2-2 count. But these young ladies will throw a couple hundred pitches in a day and not even think about it.
Oh yeah, and then they'll be ready to pitch the next day. Oh wow, that was a ball right there.
A little bit of a hesitation in the call is what it seemed like. Don't forget to join us. We said it's 7 o'clock tomorrow night at Buffalo Wild Wings, as we will talk to head coach Brad Turney. Some of the ladies on here on their big week that they've had. That one lifted out. It's going to be tough. Second base camping out, not there. And she had drifted back on that. Had to turn around and give chase to that, did Davis. But Lily unable to get that, and that gets a run across. Good piece of hitting by Annabelle, and now Emma Davis will stand in. Davis and Giordano to bat.
Yeah, Menard's not going to make it easy on Creighton for this. They're going to try their best and try to get back into this one.
That one high and out of play, going to get back to the area where the pancakes and sausage were served this morning. Prior to our arrival, might I tell you.
No, how convenient.
Saw the remnants of it when I got here, and I was like, goodness.
They like to eat out here.
So they absolutely do. And that's what one of the parents told me. He said, look, you think the boys eat before a game or after a game? She said, young ladies, that one straight back also. And Davis is spot on again. I'm telling you what, there's a big advantage in this game at 10-3. There's got some work to do. But I really like the idea of game 2 because they are seeing Creighton very, very well.
Yeah, they may have a better bead on her in the second game here, so that it could be a lot closer of a match.
That one smoked down the line and scatters the dads where they stand. Look, now I got to tell you, if you're going to stand there,
you're in the danger zone.
Well,
right there.
yeah, but you got to have one of those. I mean, those guys were legitimately ducking and covering. You got to come up and grab one of those. Right. That one ground to third. Taylor looks to second, coming across, not in time. It was that brief look at second base that held that up from Taylor.
Yeah, if Taylor didn't make that extra look, if she would have just gone for the first base, they probably would have ended the inning right there. But that hesitation from Taylor, that could be costly.
And you didn't need to with it, with there being 2 outs in here.
Right.
Sophie Giordano stands in there, hard hit ball to the fence earlier. She's up there, first pitch, hacking again. She's due for a Sophie shot. There's no doubt about that.
Sophie did have a hit, a double in the second inning.
Yep,
but she did strike out in the previous inning.
That one taken off the plate for strike one. 1 ball and 1 strike. Blowing dead out to center field now. Straight out to all parts of the park. Creighton rolls the ball around, will rock back and fire. Sophie ahead of that one, and Never fear, softball dads. There's a net there this time. You guys are good. Look, I can't give grief to the guys that are over there running the smokers and the pits and the fryers either. That's not ever good to do.
That's right. I mean, they're not over there right now.
Right.
But
So much love to those guys that are there. Sophie just turns, and I think she. Well,
I think she swung it and hit it.
I don't know if the bat got a little bit of it, whatever it was, but it twisted that bat around. I mean, the batting helmet around. And I think the question was whether it hit her bat or not. And they call it a foul. I don't think he saw that there was the foul tip, thought it might have just hit her, but that's why the ball hit her in the face, is because it come off that bat straight up.
Yeah, I think it just kind of jolted her for a second. You know, seeing that ball coming right at your face, it's a pretty terrifying thing.
And now there's a little discussion here again.
From Coach Turney and the umpire? Oh,
yeah,
it looks like
he's
one
telling
of the parents.
one of the parents is getting a little loud, and he's going to tell her to either that or they're pointing at me and say, "Where are they cooking from, Coach?" Right back here behind you is where it's at.
They did have the burner going that we heard earlier in, I think it was the 3rd inning or so.
Yes, it is. That fryer that's cooking their fries and all of that, and I think a parent's going to be removed from this one. We'll keep the camera off of that too. And they're looking around for who it was. And so much ado about something there. Yes, I changed it. I know I did. We'll redo this. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Giordano in a big spot here with runners at first and second. Creighton settles in, rocks back, delivers the 2 strikes, swung on and missed, and down on strikes goes Giordano. Lady Eagles pick up a run in the 5th, but don't capitalize on a big opportunity. They trail it 10-3. We go to the top of the 6th when we come back.
In Central Louisiana, you might see me at the ball.
Firehouse Subs just partnered with Hot Ones to create 2 new hook and ladder subs.
One with pickles marinated in last dab Reaper sauce to test yourself.
And a milder one with crispy garlic chips if tests aren't really your thing.
Find out how hot you like it for a limited time at Firehouse Subs.
And we are back to the Eagles' nest, high up in the Perkins perch above left field, and Abby Fingleton now enters the game defensively for the Lady Eagles. She will take over for Albanian in right field. And Clampett will lead things off, and that's a shot over to third base, gloved there by Lyles, and across the way to right for the out. And quickly, 1 pitch, 1 up, 1 down.
Clampett so far, that makes her 0 for 4 today, but she did have a sac fly in the 1st. So she can get the ball, she can hit it. It's just, really getting to base is where I think she could be struggling. But that does bring DeMarcus up to hit here for the St. Frederick Warriors.
DeMarcus, the left fielder, that one out to Fingleton. She's going to have an opportunity, but it's going to bounce right in front of her gloves, that one, and will come in with a good throw to second base to hold the runner DeMarcus to a single. And that should bring up Day. Is that what I see on here? Megan Day.
Day is up.
Will stride in there. She is the Lady Warriors shortstop.
2 for 3 today that we've seen so far.
Kaylee has been solid. We told you in that Tuesday night game, she got strikeout number 500, ended the day with 503. After she got it, the infield kind of mobbed her. She's like, what are you guys doing? I don't know anything about this.
Yeah, she was so confused. She didn't know what was going on.
Saw the young lady from Gina. That one lifted high. Young lady from Gina had 700 in her career that was announced on there. That's the young lady, Kiet, I think is her name.
Kiet,
yeah. She had the 26 strikeouts in that 10-inning no-hitter that she threw.
Holy cow.
Yeah.
A 10-inning no-hitter. Wow,
Yep,
that is
26
impressive.
strikeouts out of 30. And that one in there for a strike, nothing, and 2, 1 down. Concerned about the big lead in this one for St. Fred's, but I like the look of a second game on here today. This is one of those, glad that they're going to play another one.
Yeah, I think it'll be a little more competitive on this second one. I mean, honestly, without that grand slam from Hauser, I still think this would have been a pretty close one for Menard.
Down on strikes, and that's good looking work by Methvin, and quickly 2 up, 2 down. And Draco, a little bit of a celebration of her own here, the gun and the spin. That was good work out here in left field. So
it must be a left fielder thing.
it's got to be a left field thing. That's right. You have to qualify to play left field with some sort of a celebration. Again, I told you, you know, baseball players are superstitious. There's no doubt about that. I'm finding these softball players are a little bit stitious. I wouldn't say superstitious, but
just a little stitious.
Just a little stitious. That's correct. Good looking pitch there. Perotti tried to bring it back over the plate, but it did not happen. 1 ball and 1 strike. 2 down here. Trying to make this the first scoreless inning for the Lady Warriors. They lead this one 10-3, but it's just not been that kind of a game. They're not really bombing away. They had the 1 grand slam, but the Lady Eagles have equaled the home run total with that one from Lyles. Just getting the timely hit has not been there.
I mean, honestly, you take away that grand slam, and it's still a lot closer of a game. I know I keep saying that, but it's still a really competitive, close game.
That's correct. That's correct, and that's what makes you excited about it, because if you look at the way things are going, Methvin seems to be getting stronger and figuring things out, and it looks like the Lady Eagles are having better luck with Creighton. Oh, good looking nasty changeup there from Methvin, and finally gets that one into the zone. 3 up, 3 down for the Lady Warriors in their half of the 6th. We'll come up in the bottom of the 6th. Who's due up for us, Matt?
Oh, we got Perotti, Wright, and Methvin coming in.
We'll see them when we come back to the bottom of the 6th right after this.
Are home problems turning your life upside down? Trust Southern Air Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing to save the day. From keeping you comfortable to plumbing repairs and even generators, we do it all. Southern Air Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing, your one-stop solution for AC, plumbing, and generators. If you need us to save the day for you, call Southern Air Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing or visit us online at southernairnow.com.
Firehouse Subs just partnered with Hot Ones to create 2 new hook and ladder subs.
One with pickles marinated in Last Dab Reaper sauce to test yourself.
And a milder one with crispy garlic chips if tests aren't really your thing.
Find out how hot you like it for a limited time at Firehouse Subs.
We're back at the bottom of the 6th. Kate Perotti, the catcher, will lead things off for the Lady Eagles, and just hanging around in this one. It is a 7-run lead for the Lady Warriors, but it just doesn't seem that way.
But Perotti here, she could change it up easily.
Yeah, swung late on that changeup. Tried to wait on it, too. Perotti, Wright, and Methvin due here. Keogh and Lyles will wait after that. Swung on and missed. That was pure fastball.
You know, it looks like Coach Turney, he's starting to see how Creighton's pitching, and I think he's realizing there could be a potential pattern, and he's letting his girls know that, and I think they're just anticipating it.
Yep, you have seen that out of this at-bat. Swung on and missed, and I think it might have been a little more thinking than hacking from Parati, and Addie Wright stand in. RBI on the day in this one. There's have been few for the Lady Eagles, but I like this. Addie Wright stride in. She'll bat from the left side. Lefty-righty matchup here. Big shout out to Coach Larry Cordero. His team lost to Kentucky last night. The Troy Trojans in the first round of the playoffs. That ground ball is to second base. It's handled there easily and over to first. Good work from Lily Davis, who brings that one in and gets it over to Gamage, and quickly 2 up and 2 down. And this is kind of what we expected out of it. The last 2 innings for the quick no-run inning for St. Fred's, and now 2 up and 2 down here is Methvin able to do something here. Don't know that you'll have the big run output next game that you'll have in this one, as folks can kind of settle down. But you talk about 5 runs then in the second inning, and that really puts you behind the 8 ball.
Yeah, it makes it tough to come back from that.
And I think you said it early too, in a game that's built like this, you get a big lead, it is difficult to come back in, because St. Fred's going to continue to add runs as you do. It's not like they're going to stop scoring them, and they have pushed it up. So in 5 innings, they scored, or they're in the 6th now. 5 innings, they score 5 runs, and then 1 inning, in the second inning there, they score 5. So if you were looking at a 5-3 game here, we're not.
No. It'd be close, you know, it'd be a really good, close game. It's a 3-0 count to Methvin. This is a good hitter's count for her.
Methvin will watch ball 4 go low, and that's going to bring Mika Keogh up. Put my phone in my pocket as it's starting to heat up on the desk here.
Keogh is 1 for 2 today. Keogh had a single in the last inning. She did get a little ambitious, and I think Coach Turney was trying to get a little ambitious with trying to bring her home the previous inning as well, and she wasn't able to make it, though.
Methvin's going to come out. Is that Lyons that we see coming in again, or is that Ledette?
I think that's Ledette this time.
Swung on there. Yeah, that is Adeline Ledette. I think Lyons was a courtesy runner earlier for
Methvin,
for Parati, perhaps.
Oh, maybe so.
Mika at the plate. It'd be good to have her on in front of Lyles, who can turn one around in a hurry and has already done that on the day. Good hack by Mika. Mika took over in center field when Sawyer went out. And now Banian was out there in right for a little while, and then now it is Fingleton that has made her way into right. She would be due up a couple of spots from now. Kia lifts that one. Keogh back to near the batting cage. Yeah, it was good to talk to the fans from St. Fred's. We definitely will have to make our way. But I told them, I said, look, whether I drive an hour 45 to Shreveport or Lake Charles or other side of Lafayette or Monroe, it's all good. We're fine. Way out in front of that one, hammered down the line, and the annual game of duck and cover goes on. You know, that was one of those, hold me back, don't get it, watch out. I'm telling you, they didn't scatter as much that time. So good work down there, and they're telling you, boy, if it's come to me, I'd have had it. That's the thing. You just look.
It's like all talk,
you see
action.
It's up in the sky, and I wasn't able to get to it.
Yeah, the sun was blinding me. That's what it was. Yeah.
I'm trying to say it's a big high cloud sky. Now you're going to get another chance at it. That one drifting over off of the dugout, rolls across the pancake, covering a little tent that's there. That's where the girls have a little lunch in between games. A little snack. I don't think they'll necessarily eat lunch, as they'll cook for them for after game 2. forget, we will have game 2 coming up right away, and we'll have Grace and Westlake coming up at 6 p.m. Swung on and missed, and down and strikes. That rising fastball is effective as a get-out pitch for Creighton, and she is, what is that, 8 for her, 9 strikeouts on the day?
I think that's 9, yeah. Ooh, 7, 8, 9. Yep, that's 9.
9 strikeouts for Creighton, and man, it's what you're seeing. ULM's getting a good one. Abigail Creighton. We'll see what comes up in the top of the 7th when we come back.
Our mobile banking app is changing the way we bank. Things are getting easier, transactions are getting safer, and you have access 24/7. All the functionality of banking you're used to, made easier to use, anywhere, anytime, and more secure than ever. Simple, seamless, safe. Download our mobile app today.
Emma Wood will lead things off for us here, and we've got a correction on Creighton and her strikeout total, Matt.
10. She is at 10. I apologize for the folks at home for that.
There's a ground ball. Diving, Giordano's got it. She's just going to have to hold that. She keeps that from going to Drago. But diving there with Sophie, and look, she is just all Sophie all the time. She's a little shaken up as she dove. It looked like it hurt that hand, and she's going to come down for just a second. And already down Shelton, they can ill afford to lose the senior leader here, and Sophie's shaken up just a little bit. Looks like it might have bent one of those fingers back perhaps on her diving hand. Coach Turney out there to take a look at it. And a pause here in the action while they tend to that. Keogh will come over and talk to Drago just a bit. And I think Sophie's jammed that a little bit. She is shaking up. She's going to have to come off as well. And so, goodness gracious, she'll come off for a minute, and we'll see who Coach Turney's going to put. I don't know if he'll move. He may move Davis over to shortstop and bring another second baseman out.
These outfielders over here, they are, looks like they're up to no good or something. I don't know.
Can't be fun at the old ballpark. We've told you that. And we'll see. So we know it won't be Nalbanian. She won't. That's going to be, is that Amelie?
No,
that's
like
Ledette. That's
yeah.
Ledette that's coming out. And so a couple of switches here being made. May move, look like they're going to move right. She's putting her first base mid up. She's going to come in there and get a glove. So that leads me to believe that Amelie is going to go play first base, and they'll bring right over to shortstop, if I had to guess at what's going on. When you come in swap gloves, you're either going back behind the dish or going out to the field away from the base, and that's what happened. So she'll come in, and they'll give her a couple of looks. Got to believe Amelie's going to go over and play first base. And they're back talking to Turney just a little bit about what he needs to do. And it's a lot of visits in this game. 2 players down for the Lady Eagles via the injury. And it is, not Lions, but it is Ledette. And we said that earlier. That is Adeline Ledette will go over and play first base. That does move Emma Davis over to short that we thought, and it will put, lost where I was going. Yeah, there's a squeeze. Gonna feel that and see how they do. There's a collision over at first base. They're gonna call her out. And that collision, you may have to send the runner back. Yeah, they're calling first base out.
With possible interference. So Wood may be going back to second? I don't know. It doesn't look like the umpires are calling that.
I don't think they're calling an interference or anything like that, just that the ball was complete and it was a collision that took her out of the base, and they won't have that.
So I believe that's Hauser back up to hit now.
It is, yeah. You see her hit from the left side. So just setting things back defensively. Wright goes over to third base is where she's at now. Davis moves to second. Ledette will come in at first, and then that means that it's got to be Kinsey over at second base. For those of you keeping track of things there, and that is 2 balls and no strikes. And boy, that's a tough one for Ledette. You walk right in the game, and there's a collision. That one off the roof of the new clubhouse.
Actually, I think Kinsey was covering for Ledette.
Yeah, she
because
she came in for the bunt, so that was Kinsey that came in and got that one. Good looking changeup. She threw that one earlier and got the out with it. Hauser 3 balls and 1 strike, and with first base open, I don't think you're going to groove anything to her by any means. You see Methvin looking into Coach Turney, and their concern is over there in the dugout with Giordano as well. That one there, and it fills it up at 3 balls and 2 strikes. So not pitching around her, going to stay there on her. And runner at third, we said, was Emma Wood. That one down low and out. And that will put Hauser at first, and I got to believe she'll be at second pretty quick. There'll be a throw down, but you got to be careful of Wood at third. It's creeping, and that is the pitcher, Creighton, Abigail Creighton, that comes into play.
This will be her 5th time up to hit, so we are back towards the top with that Hauser walk.
Yep. Hauser signifies, and you see her leaning off first. She's going to second right away, and that bunt is down. Going to be fielded. Nowhere to go for. There's going to be a play at the plate, but that ball gets away. And just been a worst fears realized in this one for the Lady Eagles, as I think those couple of injuries and that home run that floated out here just got them kind of out of sorts. If you're going to have a bad go of it, you want them all in one game too.
Yeah, that's exactly right. It's very unfortunate, though, from the Lady Eagles. And it looks like Creighton took a good opportunity to get to second with that little chaos happening down at home plate.
And they'll get a runner in there for her quickly.
I think that's Hannah Creighton who came in earlier, I believe.
Hannah Creighton would be number 8. She did run for Abigail earlier in that one. Like the way this St. Fred's teams play. They and we saw them in that game against Grant too, Matt. They just continue to grind on you and grind and chip and put things together and put pressure on you.
Yeah, it makes it tough for the Menard Eagles for just all these hits and runs going against you, that mentality.
That one misses. I do like the prospects coming up in game 2, though, and yes, I know that the Lady Eagles still get an opportunity to bat, but and there is an opportunity to get 8-9 runs in that inning, but with Creighton on the hill, it doesn't seem very probable, but I do like the odds in game 2. This is the number 3 ranked team from St. Fred's, the Lady Warriors, against the 10th ranked Lady Eagles of Menard. Good looking pitch there for the strike, and 2 balls and 2 strikes. 1 down, top of the 7th. Runners at second and third. Bounces that one up. Hauser not going, as Parati does a good job of blocking that one up in front of her.
Yeah, bag ball gets behind Parati. Oof, that makes it tough. Hauser's definitely going for the run in on that one.
I do see Sophie in the dugout. I wonder if she's getting those fingers taped together. I think it's kind of like a basketball player that got the ball that hits the tip of the fingers and jams them, as that walk will load the bases up. And this is Kendall Taylor. No, correction, that's not. That is Clampett. That was Taylor that walked to load them up.
Clampett only had that sac fly in the first. She has been 0 for 4 today.
Sun high over us now, starting to make its way. That one fouled back over to the right side of the field, over the third base side of it. will tan the other side of us now as it makes its way over through the day. Chuck's in a little tent area over there. He's got his own production tent. He's loving life. Little breeze blowing, and I think Matt may have the worst of it standing up through this
just
one.
standing the whole entire time.
Is he leaning like, okay, he's leaning on the rails.
I got the bar back here.
Got the bar.
Lumbar support is what they call it nowadays.
There you have it. 1 ball and 2 strikes, 1 down, top of the 7th. Good looking pitch, and down on strikes goes Clampett. So she's had a rough afternoon here, and about the only hitter from St. Fred's that has, and this will bring up Sophie DeMarcus. A chance to get out of this if you're Kaylee. Good work by Kate behind the dish to keep that one going from the fence, but I don't know that Hauser was even going on that one. Seems like they're not in a position really to take that extra base right now. I told you that Clampett is, or correction, Creighton is the ULM signee. She's a senior. Hauser is a commit to ULM as a junior. Upper half of the strike zone, but misses there, and it's 3 balls and no strikes. 3-0 count here, and this no place to put DeMarcus at all.
There's a strike. Method finally gets it in for a strike. She really needed that one. Hopefully gets in the mindset of trying to get more over the plate or more strike, hitting that strike zone.
Gonna have to do it here. A walk's a run. Methvin delivers this one down low, and Hauser will come around from third to score. That'll move Creighton, Hannah Creighton, up to third, and Taylor grabs second base. And look, all of these players out here play a lot of travel softball, so they're used to being out in games just like this.
Oh yeah,
and then coming back and playing, and then playing another one. Both sets of fans, I think, ready to go ahead and get into game 2. Should be about a 30-minute delay. That one lifted foul. They'll give the umpires an opportunity to switch. The field ump will put the gear on and go behind the plate for game 2. Cool off for a minute, grab them something to eat, but generally it's about 30 minutes. You'll have to click on the new broadcasters. We'll shut this one down and open up another one. That was smoked down the line, but foul. Drago giving chase into the corner for it, but that's just to retrieve that long strike, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Come on, Kaylee, we need a strikeout here, and let's get on to the bottom of the 7th. 12-3 now in this one. That's so confusing with that surround sound we have in our ears from that. That's lifted high. It's going to stay on the infield. Kicked around, and it's going to be fair. If it was hit fair, then everybody's safe, and just that's one off of that high sky, unable to hang on to, and that puts another run across. It'll move Taylor then to third now. DeMarcus will move into second, and that's an error that puts, was that DeMarcus that had that? Now this is Day.
That was Day, I believe.
Okay.
This is Gamage.
Okay.
Should be hit.
Ten-run advantage for St. Fred's, and it's been all Lady Warriors here in the noon game. Ground ball up the middle. Davis has it across to first. Ladette squeezes it there, and that will retire the side, but not before another 3 spot. They've scored 1-5-1-0, 2-3-3. That gets you to 13 runs for it. A lot of work for the Lady Eagles when we come back.
At Wallace Eye Associates, right now is the best time to have your cataracts removed. A new year means a new deductible, so if you're just not seeing as well as you used to, schedule your cataract evaluation today. It's fully covered by all medical insurances, including Medicare. You never need a referral at Wallace Eye Associates, and our method of next-generation cataract care is the most affordable in the state. There's only one team, one focus, your vision. Wallace Eye Associates.
Firehouse Subs just partnered with Hot Ones to create 2 new hook and ladder subs.
One with pickles marinated in Last Dab Reaper sauce to test yourself.
And a milder one with crispy garlic chips if tests aren't really your thing.
Find out how hot you like it for a limited time at Firehouse Subs.
We're back in the bottom of the 7th inning. A lot of work for the Lady Eagles to do in this one. It has been a clinic put on by Creighton and the Lady Warriors here in this one. Hitting and pitching and fielding have all been there today. Lyles, one of the lone bright spots. She has the home run off the scoreboard earlier. That one's lifted high, not going to get out of the park except down the foul line into where that construction area is. Leave us a comment on not how we sound or our intelligence, but what you think of the views and the cameras out of this one too. I like this setup high atop in the Perkins perch. That's right. Kenzie Lyles looks in at a Creighton pitch, and that's a changeup that's golfed out here in front of us, but the play is made. Good work by DeMacas to pull that one in. And the little whatever it is, maybe it's a ground ball that Taylor and DeMacas have it, and an outfield catch is made, and it's Hauser and DeMacas. Oh, there they go.
There they go. They got their little thing going.
Chuck right on top of things, literally on top of things. One down, and
Fingleton looks like she's into hit here.
Yeah, Fingleton, if you'll remember, took over for an Albanian who took over for Shelton. And so Abby will hit in the leadoff spot. 9-1-2 for the Lady Eagles here in the bottom of the 7th. Fingleton watches that one go over the outer half. Abby, another one of those spirited players on this Lady Eagles team. Swung on and missed at that one. We had her on the show last Sunday, and certainly a tremendous interview was Abby Fingleton. She's down 1 ball and 2 strikes here. Watches that one away. Don't know if you'll get Giordano back on the second one. I see her over there talking to her mom, so looks like she'll be good to go in game 2. Don't think that she'll be back in this one. No need to. Abby watches that one go up high, and good work by Fingleton to run this count back to full. And again, all of the pitches that you can use up right now are good. Abigail Creighton rocks back, delivers this one right down the middle for strike 3, and Fingleton down on strikes, and that's going to bring up Annabelle Drago as the final opportunity for this Lady Eagles team. See, I'm getting it figured out though. That's right. I see this.
1 out, 2 out.
Right. See, now I see how the flow's going.
Yeah.
Creighton looking at a complete game here as she rocks back, delivers this one. It's high and back and behind home plate off the concession stand roof. Starting to learn all of the buildings out here now too, and that's good. I guess the best news of the day that the leak in the restroom was fixed and they didn't have to go to the one in the football clubhouse anymore.
Yeah, thank goodness that's not a good one over there.
Right, right. That one lifted high, and it's going to find its way back in the same spot onto the roof of the concession stand, and they're like, hey, what's going on? What gives? Nothing in 2 down, bottom of the 7th. Don't forget, we are playing 2 in this one, but it will not be a continuous broadcast. We'll cut off this one and start a brand new game. That one just off the plate. Creighton misses there. Very impressed with Abigail throughout the day, the way that she has had control of the circle. ULM's getting a good one. Misses up and outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. I do like this game the way that it's gone. I think that the Lady Eagles have seen her pretty well.
Yeah, it sure seems so. I think they're going to have definitely a lot better of a hit.
That one lifted high. DeMarcus is going to be under it, and she's got it secured for the game's final out. That will be the final score here, 13-3. What stood out at you there, Matt?
Well, St. Fred's, they're ranked number 3 for a reason. We saw some fantastic pitching, some fantastic hitting, and some fantastic fielding. They did very good all around. Menard, I think, got a good picture for what's going to come to game 2. So I think they're going to definitely be on the ball a little bit more. Hopefully that those injuries from earlier from Giordano and Shelton are okay, and they may be coming hopefully back. But we'll get an update for you folks at home to see what's going on there.
Another double-digit strikeout day for Abigail Creighton as she gets the win. The loss will go to Kaylee Methvin. Lyles with the home run. Hauser with a big grand slam early. Got one into the wind, hit it high and let it fly. Lyles' shot was out of here, and it added another dent to that big scoreboard that's out here. That'll do it for game 1. It'll loss in the books for the Lady Eagles. They'll come back in game 2 ready to go and hoping for a different story. We'll see all of that when we come back. For my man Chuck Perkins and Matt Scalfano, I am Doug Gann. God bless you all and good afternoon.